Welcome to a journey that has the potential to reshape how you think and see the world. Today, we're diving into an extraordinary concept, the realization that your thoughts, yes, the ones running through your mind right now, don't actually mean anything. Imagine for a moment that these thoughts are just like the objects around you, fleeting and neutral. In this video, we'll explore a transformative practice that helps you detach from the noise of your mind, see through the illusions of judgment, and unlock a deeper sense of clarity and peace. By the end of this journey, you'll gain a powerful tool to separate the meaningful from the meaningless and start seeing the truth that lies within you. Get ready to uncover a new way of thinking and perceiving. Let's begin this eye-opening exploration together. Let's take a moment to unravel the idea that these thoughts do not mean anything. It's a statement that might seem strange at first, even unsettling. After all, aren't our thoughts the core of who we are? But this exercise is not about denying your identity or dismissing your mind. Instead, it's about uncovering the deeper truth, that much of what we think is shaped by patterns, judgments, and illusions that cloud our understanding of reality. Begin by observing your thoughts for a minute. Don't judge them or try to control them. Simply notice what crosses your mind. You might see a mixture of random, fleeting ideas, perhaps a memory of something you did earlier today, a plan for the future, or even a concern about something that hasn't happened yet. Whatever it is, acknowledge it, and say to yourself, this thought does not mean anything. You may find this challenging, especially when encountering thoughts that feel emotionally charged. Perhaps you notice an unhappy thought, a lingering worry, or even an idea that you've always considered positive. Apply the same phrase to all of them. This thought does not mean anything. The purpose here is not to invalidate your emotions, but to recognize that these thoughts, whether good or bad, do not define your reality. They are fleeting and do not represent your true self. This exercise encourages you to approach both good and bad thoughts with the same neutrality. Why? Because neither truly represents the deeper, meaningful part of you. The good thoughts are often shadows of greater truths, while the bad thoughts act as blocks that hinder your ability to see clearly. By acknowledging that all of these thoughts are ultimately meaningless, you begin to clear the way for a more profound understanding of yourself and the world. Here's an example of how to practice. Identify a thought by its central figure or event. Perhaps you're thinking about a recent conversation. Say to yourself, this thought about that conversation does not mean anything. Or maybe you're preoccupied with a future task. Say, this thought about that task does not mean anything. Apply this statement to each thought, no matter how significant or trivial it feels. This process might feel awkward at first, especially when dealing with thoughts that seem particularly important. But with practice, you'll notice a shift. By reframing these thoughts as neutral and meaningless, you're training your mind to let go of judgment and attachment. This opens the door to a more peaceful and centered state of being. It's also important to avoid overanalyzing or spending too much time examining your thoughts. Limit your practice to a minute or so at a time, and repeat it no more than 3 or 4 times throughout the day. This keeps the exercise light and prevents it from becoming an overwhelming task. The goal is not to obsess over your thoughts, but to gently remind yourself of their fleeting nature. As you continue this practice, you might find it difficult to suspend judgment, especially when dealing with thoughts that carry strong emotions. That's okay. This is a skill that develops over time. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to separate the meaningful from the meaningless and to approach your thoughts with a sense of openness and curiosity. This exercise also marks the beginning of a much larger journey. It's a foundational step in learning to distinguish between what is real and what is merely a construct of the mind. By identifying and releasing the meaningless, you create space for the meaningful to emerge. This practice helps you recognize that the source of true meaning lies within you, not in the fleeting thoughts that pass through your mind. Imagine the impact this could have on your life. Instead of being swept away by worries, doubts, or even fleeting moments of happiness, you learn to observe these thoughts with detachment. You gain the ability to respond to life with clarity and intention rather than reacting impulsively. This practice empowers you to live more fully in the present moment, unburdened by the illusions of the past or fears of the future. Take a moment now to reflect on the thoughts running through your mind. Notice them, name them, and remind yourself, this thought does not mean anything. Repeat this with a few more thoughts. As you do, allow yourself to feel the lightness that comes with this acknowledgement. This is not about erasing your mind, but about freeing it from unnecessary clutter. Over time, this simple exercise can transform how you relate to your thoughts and your sense of self. It reminds you that you are not your thoughts. You are something much greater. By letting go of what is meaningless, you create space for clarity, peace, and authentic understanding. This is the beginning of a profound shift in perception, one that can change the way you see yourself and the world around you. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discovered. The idea that these thoughts do not mean anything is not about dismissing your mind or your emotions. It's about freeing yourself from the illusions and judgments that often cloud your perception. By observing your thoughts with neutrality, you've begun to unlock a deeper awareness of your true self. This practice reminds us that thoughts are fleeting, ever-changing, and not the ultimate truth of who we are. When we step back and recognize their lack of inherent meaning, we open the door to clarity, peace, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. Whether your thoughts are pleasant or challenging, this exercise shows you that you have the power to observe them without becoming overwhelmed or defined by them. Think about how you can apply this perspective in your daily life. The next time you find yourself caught in a cycle of worry or distraction, pause and remind yourself, this thought does not mean anything. Use this simple statement to ground yourself in the present moment and create space for intentional action. Over time, you'll find that this practice helps you respond to life with greater calm, creativity, and resilience. Another profound aspect of this exercise is its ability to cultivate empathy and understanding. When we stop judging our own thoughts, we become less inclined to judge others. This shift in perspective fosters compassion and opens the way for deeper connections with the people around us. It also helps us approach challenges with curiosity instead of resistance, making it easier to navigate life's complexities with grace. Remember, this is just the beginning. As you continue to practice recognizing the neutrality of your thoughts, you'll develop a greater sense of inner freedom. You'll learn to separate the meaningful from the meaningless and to see yourself and the world with fresh eyes. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress, awareness, and growth. So, take this newfound understanding and carry it forward. Use it as a tool to simplify, clarify, and enrich your life. When thoughts arise, whether they seem good or bad, acknowledge them and let them pass, knowing they do not define you. Instead, Focus on the deeper truths that lie within, the truths that guide you toward authenticity and fulfillment. Thank you for taking the time to explore this transformative idea. As you move forward, let this practice remind you of your ability to create a life filled with meaning and intention. The power to shape your reality is always within you. As we wrap up this video, I want to thank you for taking the time to join me on this journey of reflection and discovery. The concept that these thoughts do not mean anything may seem simple, but its implications are profound. By learning to observe our thoughts without judgment, we open ourselves to clarity, peace, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. Before we go, I have a question for you. What is one thought you've been holding on to that you're ready to see differently? Share your reflections in the comments below. Your insights might inspire someone else to begin their journey of understanding. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers and uplifts. And remember, we post new videos every day, so there's always something fresh to explore. Before you leave, check out the 2 videos appearing on your screen right now. One offers a deeper dive into the power of perception, while the other explores another transformative idea to help you on your journey. Choose one and keep the momentum going. Thank you again for watching. And remember, the power to shape your reality begins with how you choose to see it. Until next time, take care and keep exploring the world within and around you.